It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Brooklyn Nets in their house, Barclays Center. And for Brooklyn, this is a team that is reeling a bit. Hoping to start the year strong, they've had trouble communicating on both ends of the floor. Very little cohesion. They're hoping to pull things together tonight to try and turn the tide. Fellas, it is always fun to watch Ben Simmons. The combination of size, speed, ball handling, passing. Shaq, the list just goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
Dun, 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 dun. He and the Greek Freak are a big part of this league's future. Having playmakers that size is a huge advantage.
You know, I'm curious to watch his jump shot develop. Simmons is taking the point forward distinction to a whole nother level.
And now with the tip-off coming up shortly, time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Brooklyn, the home of the Nets, in a fine Eastern Conference affair here at Barclays Center. A time-honored tradition, the NBA on 2K Sports, Sunday night hoops action. Delighted to have all of you with us here tonight. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. And, of course, Jimmy Butler. Only a few games with the new team, but clearly they are enjoying what they've seen so far. And it looks like he's fitting in extremely well, to say the least.
And speaking of the trade, I spoke to him earlier, and man, was he excited about getting the opportunity at a fresh start. He thinks he'll be able to get them to that next level, and I'm sure that's what their thought process was when they made the deal.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, Ben Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football. It may be one reason he's so comfortable attacking defenses and creating. He said, you have to read the defenders, draw them, then get rid of it. Otherwise, you're going to get tackled. Well, that's a foul in the NBA, but I understand his sentiment, guys.
And David, he is not shy about contact at all. Thanks. And early in the season, many coaches, Clark, still experimenting with rotations. Who plays when and where, and how long has it been in your experience to have that established on a team?
Well, it varies from team to team. There are a number of factors. One, the coach, has he been there a while? Does he have an established style of play and system? Two, what's your roster like? How healthy are you? What's the mix and makeup of your team? So it could vary, but typically you'd like to have it not prolong itself into the regular season. You hope that the few weeks of training camp, and then by the time you get a month of the season under your belt, that you're pretty anchored into who you are and how you're going to try to play.
Good outline. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Simmons is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Mike Muscala. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Chandler in at the 3 slot. Now here's Simmons. Pass to Butler. Allen against Embiid. Feeds to Simmons. No good on that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
And their defense practically non-existent in that one. Just gave up far too many easy shots.
Yeah, I think they were totally checked out, Greg. At least that's what it looked like. When you play that kind of defense, you expect to lose.
Here's Dinwiddie. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. We played just over a minute here in the first. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul.
2 shots, gentlemen.
And you have to love the way Hollis Jefferson plays on the defensive end. So active with his length and can disrupt an offense single-handedly. The team is visibly better on defense with Hollis Jefferson on the floor.
2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And with Hollis Jefferson in his defense, he's not only strong, but he's versatile with whom he can guard.
Yeah, I mean, RHJ has great length, and at 6'7", he can guard almost every position on the floor. Strong on the glass, even though he's often undersized in his matchup. RHJ is anything but an average player. I really love how effective he's become on both ends.
Boy, he's like mortar when you look at Rondé Hollis Jefferson. He's a guy that holds things together, plays with great energy and effort, and that's contagious and also beneficial for a team.
Here's Dinwiddie after Ben Simmons' bucket. Dinwiddie passes to Russell. And stolen by Simmons. By himself. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
Simmons doing a nice job there mucking up passing lanes and making life difficult for the opposition, and that's a mindset but also activity and energy display.
And a terrific bit of chaos there on the replay presented by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. It's Russell with the drive. Allen, and Allen slams it in.
What a fantastic finish there on the break.
A textbook kickback to set up the easy finish.
76ers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Here's Simmons. Sweet little floater.
And Simmons so deft with the floater, freezing the defense completely.
And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. It's a three-point game. And the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Russell with the three. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
That's 3 straight shots to fall here to start. Looking good.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Passes to Embiid. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
He kicks it to Russell. Allen finds Russell. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Shot from the inbound.
On defense, LeVert showing great versatility. I mean, this guy is doing a nice job getting his hand up in the face of shooters. And that's solid defense, rock solid, contesting without fouling. Well done.
Chandler outside. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Russell. He's getting around 20 points per, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And every team in the league needs shooting. That's what he brings coming off the pine.
Yeah, there's always a demand for shooters, man. Have jumper, will travel. I'm telling you, most championship teams, they have a bunch of those guys who can put it in the basket.
Now, here is Russell. He's got 5. Shoots from the baseline. Allen's shot is off. The 76ers have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Simmons left side. Back to Butler. Chandler scanning the floor. 6 to shoot. 14 feet away, and the jumper is good. And that's now 6 points for Ben Simmons. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. And the Sixers' strength, Clark, on the offensive end is how many ways they can attack a team.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Deadly in transition because of Simmons' size, speed, and passing ability. And if they don't have something in the initial thrust, Embiid, always an option to go to in the low post. They shoot it well from multiple positions. They've got a lot to like offensively.
And with the break here, let's look at the stats for Allen. 10th in field goal percentage, and he provides that deterrent around the rim, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in blocks per game.
And back to his phenomenal efficiency from three, top 10 in the league. His consistent shooting creates so many openings in the defense. Here's Dinwiddie. No points in the game yet for him. LeVert the pass to Allen. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. That one on Chin.
You know, Karis LeVert came into the league as a scoring wing, but has changed into a playmaker. I mean, he developed into a primary ball handler out of necessity, and it's a role he's thrived in. He attacks the defense and can finish at the rim himself or find teammates.
Shooting two.
And he can't get the first one. And LeVert has described his game as constantly evolving, something backed up as his transition from wing to simply playmaker.
Yeah, he's a high character, high quality young man, and he's gone through a ton of injuries going back to his days at Michigan, getting more and more comfortable with the ball in his hands because he's a guy that can make plays, and I think his game is just going to continue to grow as the years pass.
And he sinks the second. And one thing, Clark, about the Nets, they've shown in the last couple years that they are willing to take a risk on players.
And in many cases, it's worked out for them, Kevin. They traded for D'Angelo Russell when his value was rather low. So taking a risk on players who hadn't worked out for other teams has paid dividends. And I'd throw DeMarre Carroll in that category as well for them.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Knocked away. Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Now, here is Russell. He's covered by Muscala. Here's LeVert. 23 points for him the last game against Houston. Clock at 4. From deep. They get it back. Allen, that's good. Allen's got 6 points.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Now here's Embiid. His last outing, 16 points for him. No good from Simmons. Russell against Butler. Russell kicks to Dinwiddie. Here's Butler. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. 6 points for Jimmy Butler.
Just a tremendous feel for the game. Simmons is so gifted at reading the floor.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. And Brooklyn with another turnover here. These are the teams that have been really dominant in the paint so far this season. The 76ers, number 1.
They are tenacious when it comes to attacking the backboard. Physical, smart, and determined. No surprise to see them at the top of the ranking.
Pass to Simmons. Back to Butler. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. And Simmons kicks to Butler. Another shot. Muscala misses. The Nets have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Russell trying to free himself up. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
I can't explain what happened there, Kevin. I mean, he had the layup. Looked like it was a simple play. Somehow the defense threw him off just enough to cause the miss.
The Nets making a switch here. Napier's checked in. J.J. Redick's checked in for Philadelphia. Simmons finds Redick. Here's Simmons. Over Napier. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Simmons got 8 points.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Timeout called the Nets. We always talk about the need for front court players who can both shoot and defend along the perimeter. Clark, if you're taking that in mind, who would you point to as the prototype for the new school big?
Well, I think the guy with the most potential in that regard is Joel Embiid. I mean, he's agile. He's got a nice touch. He's got three-point range. He's got post-up ability. And I think he can become an impactful defender because of his physical attributes. So he would be the poster guy for me in terms of the potential prototype for the new school big.
And the 76ers making a change here. Fultz is checked in. The shot by Carroll, no good.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. It looked like he forced the shot.
Johnson, he's checked in for the 76ers. And Redick kicks to Simmons. Pass to Redick. Here's Fultz. It's good from long range. Now it's a 4-point 76ers lead.
Man, I like the quick catch and release from Fultz. A confident shooter who's ready to fire as soon as he catches it.
Napier with it. Now guarded by Fultz. Napier passes to Harris. To the inside. Allen. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. He's got 8.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Here's Fultz. And Davis sends it back. Fultz dishes to Simmons. Tries again. Off the left rim and out. Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against the Pistons.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And, you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
Philadelphia has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Fultz kicks to Redick. Gets an open look and hits. And here's Napier. Harris outside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. Napier kicks to Davis. Back to Napier. 5 on the clock. And Simmons with the rebound. And Simmons has got the ball here for the 76ers. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
And they didn't have much of a problem with these guys last season. And quite frankly, you wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, you know, these are two teams clearly on opposite ends of the continuum in this conference. I mean, this is a team they rightly feel they can beat every time they take the court with them.
And here is Davis. After Jimmy Butler made that last three-pointer. And it's Napier missing. And now Philadelphia on the break. Simmons is running. Redick for 3. And Davis pulls it down. Nets trail by 5. Down low. Up again. The rebound by Johnson. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the 76ers.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
No good on that one.
And, you know, Brett Brown has seen it all in Philly. The good and bad times. Was the head coach for their lowest points as this team rebuilt. Now he's reaping the fruits of his labor and persistence as he leads a star-studded Sixers team that has great potential.
The Nets making a switch here. Crabs checked in. And Clark, you have to applaud management for the way they stuck with Brown as the team was turning things around.
Yeah, I love it, Kevin. I really do. I mean, being able to see the long-term picture and stay with a coach who you believe is the right one for your group. Very impressive work by the Sixers. You know, injuries and a lack of talent were the issue early, not the coaching. The players love Brown, and rarely are coaches afforded as much time and patience as this franchise gave Brown. I applaud him.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And the game plan is clear. Work the ball inside.
And it's working for him, Greg. You like that initiative, not settling for stuff on the perimeter.
And Jimmy Butler, you know, something of a quirky character, has a ritual whenever he's at a grocery store of paying the person's bill behind him. Doesn't care if it's 99 cents or 2,000.
Now here's Napier. Grab with the ball. Now guarded by Reddick. Harris, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And Butler never afraid to be a little bit different, listening to country music in the locker room, much to his teammates' chagrin.
And in the offseason, riding around in a van with a baby on board sticker, even though he's single with no kids. Remove the rearview mirror as a symbolic reminder to never look back. This guy's special.
And that one falls for Johnson. With the amount of characters and personalities on this Sixers team, Clark, you can't help but notice the attitude they play with.
Yeah, they play with edge. They play with brashness. Some would say arrogance, but all of the championship teams have some element of that, and that's where they're looking to go. On occasion, if their emotions get out of whack, it could get them in trouble, but I think they'll learn as they grow to tone that down and use it in a positive way.
Now, here's Napier. Kicks it to Carroll. And it's blocked by Simmons.
Boy, you cannot forget about the long reach and wingspan.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Yes, indeed. Nasty. I'm talking filthy. Butler punching it and getting his teammates on the bench amped up.
Right side Davis. And taken away by Johnson. And here we go. Fultz heading to the basket. And finished off by Fultz.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on. I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
And that one's on target from the wing. Krabs got his second bucket of the game to go.
Allen Krabs so good at catching the defense off guard. You've got to be up on him at all times.
Shots good from Butler.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
And so it's Philadelphia looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. Right back after this break. The trade deadline is approaching, and Jimmy Butler talked about how it feels hearing your name in trade rumors.
Feelings are different for everybody, to tell you the truth. For me, I don't think about it because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You go out there and control what you can control. You know, try to help your team win games, play to the best of your abilities. And if it just so happens you get traded, then you got to suit up and play for the next team.
Staying level-headed and ready for whatever's next. That's Jimmy's mindset, Greg, in a nutshell.
And it's fair to say that the level of professionalism and maturity he possesses is really impressive.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. Guys, 76ers pretty much in control here, it would seem.
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Take a break.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean,
shots.
pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
Damari Carroll is out there with Davis. Then there's Harris. Then it's Allen Crabb, and it's Napier in at the 1. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Both free throws good from Crabb. Look, you had a terrific amateur career. You made NBA all-rookie first team. Can't exactly call you a late bloomer at all. You were really thriving.
Yeah, I had a lot of great people around me, Kevin, from the time I started playing in middle school to high school, college, the pros. Actually was fortunate Herb Williams, a teammate of mine in college at Ohio State, was also with the Pacers when I got there. So that helped my transition immensely to have a friend, veteran guy in the league. He had been there a year before me. Break me in, and then I had an opportunity to play a lot and show what I could do, but I attribute it to good fortune, favor, and a lot of good people.
And great effort on the boards, and what a move that was, Kev. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pump.
Andre Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Harris. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Smith checked in for Fultz. No good from Simmons.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
And now here comes Simmons leading the break. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A. thanks. LeVert's checked in for the Nets. Russell comes in for Napier. Then for the 76ers, Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Johnson. Muscala comes in for Ben Simmons. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Jimmy Butler. Chandler's shot good.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Here's Russell. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got rebound number 5 here tonight. They swipe it. And here they come. And here they go. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
So, free throws for Russell. Something we should be saying often for the next decade or more. Well, you look at D'Angelo Russell, and this season and last season, I really think it was just about maturing, and that goes with all young players in this league. It's a process. I thought he needed to get away from L.A. and the episode he had there with his teammates, and I think he's now more focused and knows more of what it takes to be successful in the NBA.
Free throw good, Russell. And for Russell, he had maturing to do, Clark, off the court, but he has also showed maturation in his game on the floor as well.
Yeah, it's a natural progression for guys who are eager to get better and take constructive criticism seriously. He doesn't force it as much on offense now. He knows the importance of being efficient with the ball and not spectacular.
And so Russell hits them both.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Pass to Muscala. To the paint. That one is good from Joel Embiid. Embiid's got his first points in this one.
Get Embiid the ball and he goes to work, especially that close to the basket.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
And last year we saw what a full season of Embiid looks like. I mean, scary to think that this is just the beginning of his career. He looks like he can go down as one of the greats to play if he can stay healthy.
And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Nets.
And clearly this is a squad that makes its living in the paint. Very few teams are as determined to get the ball inside as much as they are. They aren't going to settle for jump shots. They're going to continue to pound it down low.
And Embiid has already made the jump from star to superstar.
And part of that is his personality. I think his game does speak for itself. Gives you everything you want from a center on both ends of the floor. Effortless athleticism, and has incredible skill and touch for a player his size.
To the middle. That shot misses. Davis with some nice D. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Yeah, loitering above the rim. Hollis Jefferson with athleticism to burn.
The 76ers leading by 7. Shamet, he's guarded by Russell. And Muscala kicks to Chandler. Here's Embiid. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
Hey, you know, Kevin, that's what you want to see. Strong passing inside, leading to the hoop.
Now here's Cram, covered by Smith. Russell with a wide open look. No good on the 3. Got a piece of it. And here's Chandler, who brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Crab finds Russell. And the rejection by Embiid.
And Embiid is a determined defender. I mean, swatting away shots. He's got excellent reach and timing. Makes him a good shot blocker.
Chandler outside. Now here's Embiid. 6 to shoot. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Hollis Jefferson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's LeVert. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Chandler. Well, it's been a long time coming for Nets fans, but starting this offseason, Brooklyn will actually own their own draft pick.
I hope for all Nets fans, they can avoid this situation for a long time.
Two shots.
And the first one drops. And the 76ers last season making it to the conference semifinals, Clark, before they were dispatched by the Boston Celtics.
And I guarantee you, Kevin, if you told any fan that would be their fate at the start of the season, they'd have banked that and went with it. Team had a great learning experience as they got past Miami and then lost to the Celtics. I think this group will be highly motivated to take the next step going forward.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And, you know, last season the Nets saw a lot of improvement as a group, in large part due to several talent jumps by players on their roster. Organic development, we call that. Overall, just great growth from the young group on the Nets.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
I would agree. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
Dishes it to Embiid. Goes back up, and Davis sends it back. In transition, here come the Nets.
Go ahead and get it, youngster. Hollis Jefferson showing off the spring.
The 76ers leading by 7. Chandler outside. Smith with it. Back to Chandler. He kicks to Muscala. And yes, it's good. And the 76ers lead by 9. And as you said, Clark, a lot of strong progression last season from the Nets' young core.
Yeah, you look at Hollis Jefferson and LeVert, both took big steps forward. Spencer Dinwiddie continued to grow as a point guard. I mean, Harris, Hollis Jefferson, LeVert, Dinwiddie, nice core pieces to build around.
The drive by Smith. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. Fifth best, the Nets.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass, it's because everybody buys in. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's still scoreless so far in this one. A 3-ball. Offensive rebound, Nets. And finished off by Davis.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Well, I don't think it would be a bad idea, Kevin. I mean, they could use all the second chance points they can get.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Here's LeVert. He's guarded by Chandler. Pass to Dinwiddie. To the middle. There's Hollis Jefferson. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Embiid. And Rondé Hollis Jefferson, one of the rare wing players, Clark, who can't really threaten from outside. But he makes up for it with his defense.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, this guy is unafraid of anybody. He's 6'7". He's athletic. He's strong. He's aggressive and smart. There's nobody he gets matched up with that he doesn't think he can lock up.
First free throw is good.
Well, guys, when you talk about some of the great turnarounds for a franchise in NBA history, the process for the 76ers has paid dividends. They went from 10 wins in 2016 to 52 wins last year.
Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. And he makes both free throws. And the steps, Clark, the 76ers have taken. It's only the beginning.
Yeah, this is really the ideal situation to have if you're the Sixers. I mean, this team's built to last and still has good draft assets and flexible cap space. I mean, come on. That's an abundance of riches there.
Here's Fultz. Brooklyn with the rebound. Allen's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Russell passes to Davis. Russell trying to free himself up. Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Davis. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Chandler outside. Fires from 14. Allen with the rebound. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Dinwiddie dishes to Russell. There's the 3. Here's Davis, and finished off by Davis.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. So for the Nets, Damari Carroll's checked in for Davis. Harris comes in for D'Angelo Russell. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And then for Philadelphia, Amir Johnson's checked in for Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons comes in for Muscala. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Wilson Chandler. And the wide open shot from Redick. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson. Redick's got 5.
And this is exactly how Redick makes his living. An incredible three-point shooter who shoots it quickly.
Napier kicks to Harris. And it's Carroll in the corner. 5 to shoot. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Philadelphia 76ers. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. And then on Friday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets.
And that matchup against the Heat, it's going to be a battle for this group. You get the feeling they'll need to be at their sharpest if they want to come away with a victory.
And Simmons kicks to Redick. Pulls up on the wing. Brooklyn with the rebound. Allen's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Hollis Jefferson over Simmons. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
They get it back. Butler falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
Utilizing that weight room muscle there. Butler very difficult to box out.
Nets trail by 8. Napier finds Carroll. Back to Napier. It's Hollis Jefferson, top of the key. Nets passing it around. Outside Carroll. Drains it from beyond the arc. Carroll's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Suns in Phoenix. Sets in motion a 4-game road trip for them.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now, here's Fultz. Guarded closer. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Harris outside. There's Hollis Jefferson. Tries again. And the basket by Harris. And it's now only a 1-point Philadelphia lead. And
good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Brooklyn's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Napier with it, now guarded by Fultz. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, early on in the season still, but Kevin, it's time to take a look at where the 76ers sit right now in the league stats.
And also, I love their work on the boards. I mean, they put multiple bodies in the paint. Truly a team effort, and that's why they're the best in the league.
Free throw drops for Napier. Alan Crabb, he's checked in for the Nets. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked him down, and it was easy.
Simmons passes to Butler. Back to Simmons. Inside. The kick outside to Butler. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Butler's got 4 points in the quarter.
Really hard to stay with Jimmy Butler because he's so good at getting shots up and in past the defense. Just has a real knack for scoring even when challenged.
Back to Carroll. Butler with the steal. Here's Fultz. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And it's a 5-point Philadelphia lead.
Boy, Butler doing a nice job taking advantage of the open man. Good quick pass there.
Crabb kicks to Allen. With 4 seconds on the clock. Crabb, good. Crabb's got his 3rd bucket of the night. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. 76ers lead by 3. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. Big-time play throughout the first half for Jimmy Butler. He had 21 points, 3 steals, and 1 rebound. The first 2 quarters tonight looked a lot like what we saw from him in his last game. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, it's always a little bit of a challenge playing on the road, but they came in mentally prepared and physically prepared. The energy in the arena was fierce, but they didn't cave in.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more off the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that three. It's not going.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Yeah, a real game changer in that regard, too. I mean, his activity was great. Excelled at finding ways to come up with those steals.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. The 76ers leading by 3. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the 76ers. They've got Embiid. Simmons is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Wilson Chandler, and it's Muscala in at the 4 slot. Simmons finds Butler. It's stolen by Allen. Butler against Russell. And there's the pass to Dinwiddie. For the tie. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense from Butler. Down low, looking to end his cold spell, and Embiid throws it down.
When he's close to the rim, the attitude that Embiid brings is, I'm dunking this thing. And, you know, when you watch Embiid, he just oozes with limitless potential. You think about his size and his shooting touch. He can do just about anything he wants to. Tremendous athleticism. If he can stay healthy, I think he can be a dominant player in this league for years to come.
Here's Dinwiddie, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, the next step for Dinwiddie is to just become more consistent going forward, especially when it comes to scoring, because I think he does everything else pretty well. And, you know, Spencer Dinwiddie appeared to come out of nowhere, played in college at Colorado, got hurt right before he was drafted, but he's an outstanding competitor who does all of the little things it takes to win. I mean, you watch him play, and it's easy to see why he earns a coach's trust on the floor.
And he makes the first. And for Dinwiddie, he has the sound fundamentals coaches love. Got an invite to the skills competition last season.
Yeah, he's fluid, but he's almost robotic in that he doesn't waste any movement, and that's a compliment for this guy. I mean, he's not really flashy, but super effective because he knows his game, and he does a nice job blending in with his teammates.
Good on both. Now Simmons. He feeds it to Muscala. Nice D from Russell. Nets trail by 3. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Here's Dinwiddie, and he hits it to tie the game up. Dinwiddie's got 5.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
And here is Simmons. He's got 8. 2 points. That one goes.
In the mid-range, Rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
It sure is, Greg. It might be the strongest aspect of their offense here.
Deep two from Russell. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Here's Chandler. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And the aggressiveness of Chandler. When he gets good inside position, he goes up strong to get the call.
And Wilson Chandler, one of those talented guys who's battled injuries, Clark, throughout his career.
He's one of those guys you love watching play because all he does is try to win and make winning plays. He can give you good minutes, not much of a scorer, but he's a better playmaker and a better wing defender now, too.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
They throw good, Wilson Chandler.
Hey, grit and grind are words that fit Chandler because that's what he brings to his team, that sandpaper edge and toughness, a guy who doesn't give an inch and is always fighting.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Nets trail by 3. There's Russell with the 3. Good on the triple. He's got 10.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. Goes up on the wing. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
That, to me, is good use of the mid-range J by Simmons, taking whatever the defense gives him out there.
Russell passes to Hollis Jefferson. And Butler sends it back. Outside, Simmons. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Off target from the baseline. The Nets have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. They get the rebound. Davis is checked in for Allen. The 76ers leading. Right side, Simmons. There's the steal. Here's Russell. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. And 12 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Hey, I can't overstate it. I mean, as a defense in transition, you have to locate Russell before he finds the bottom of the net. You got to get to him quickly. Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
Brooklyn's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's LeVert. He's guarded by Chandler. Butler kicks to Muscala. On the wing, Chandler. Here's Embiid. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Embiid's got 10. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
Like a ninja is Russell, sliding inside for the deuce. Eel-like, slippery, smooth, productive.
To the paint, and Embiid throws it down.
Good ball movement, wonderful pass. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Nets trail by 4. Outside, Russell to the paint. And Brooklyn turns it over again. Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Tuesday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Then on Friday, they'll be matching up with Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, and Kevin, they'll never admit it, but a road trip like this one is the last thing they want to see. When you are letting games slip away from you, like this team has recently, you do not want to be in hostile territory.
And, you know, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane bounce, He takes advantage of it, really demonstrating how lethal he is in the air.
And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Timeout called the Nets. Ben Simmons, such a force when catching the ball, moving at the rim. But you know, Clark, he can get there on his own just as well.
Yeah, he's got a great knack for being able to get where he wants to with the ball. His size and strength and agility certainly help him. And he understands angles. This guy is just a jump shot away from being virtually unguardable, in my opinion.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You take a look at the 76ers. They're sixth best right now, looking to make a move up in the standings. And, of course, Brooklyn, not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And for Philadelphia, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
Clock at 4. A nice shot by LeVert.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Here's Simmons. Rebound, Brooklyn. Here's Hollis Jefferson. 9 points in the game so far. Passes it to Davis. Here's LeVert. Over Chandler. Rebound by Joel Embiid. Embiid. The feed to Simmons. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last.
As this season gets underway, let's see how the Nets are stacking up in the NBA stats.
And you go back to their second chance points. Very productive in that regard. I love to watch them work. They have that sixth sense, if you will, for sneaking inside and anticipating the path of the ball.
And the Nets making a change here. Carroll's checked in. Butler kicks to Simmons. Here's Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 5th assist in this one.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof. You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Brooklyn making some changes. Harris is checked in for LeVert. Crabbe comes in for D'Angelo Russell. And it's Napier in for Dinwiddie. And so it's Brooklyn with it, trailing by 5. And Embiid with the block. Smith outside, puts up a 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Carroll's got 4 rebounds in this game. Davis inside, Embiid's there. Carroll dishes to Davis. Tries to save it, out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. Now let's check out and highlight the best defenses in the NBA. The 76ers #1.
Points allowed is one of the key indicators for good defensive effort. And this team does a nice job because they force opponents into tough shots. They don't allow easy shots. They're all on the same page. They're aggressive. They're focused. They pay attention to detail. And for 48 minutes, they're going to make their opponents uncomfortable.
Butler kicks to Simmons. 6 on the shot clock. It's on target from the high post. Now it's a 7-point 76ers lead.
Evan, there's no stopping him right now. I mean, he's locked in this quarter. This defense has to get the ball out of his hand.
Pass to Carroll. Over Butler. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Carroll's got 5 now.
That's nice concentration from the swing man. Love how Carroll keeps his eyes locked in on the basket. All good shooters do that.
It's stolen by Harris. Carroll kicks to Harris. And it's blocked by Simmons. Out of bounds. Nets ball as Brooklyn keeps possession.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Simmons. Putting up about 18 points per, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. And his rebounding is what's most impressive. He's shown tremendous determination on the backboard.
And it's a big asset for this team. I mean, he blocks out on the defensive glass, and then he keeps balls alive at the offensive end.
Shot clock at 6, and Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And Brooklyn has possession. It's a 5-point game, and Davis can't get it to go.
Boy, they ran the offense well to get this look. Even though he missed it, I think they liked the shot.
Butler finds Simmons. Redick for 3. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 6 assists now in the game.
And Redick drains these shots constantly. I mean, senses and feels the separation and then capitalizes on it.
And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That'll be his second foul of the game. Carroll against Simmons. Carroll passes to Harris. Just 5 to shoot. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul against Philadelphia. First trip to the line for him here.
And last season's numbers show him at about an 83% clip, which is far better than most.
Yeah, you know, that was one spot where they didn't have to worry about him at all. I mean, at the free throw line, he was automatic.
That's good from Harris. And so he hits both.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
Now here's Fultz. Napier covering. Clock at 6. Fires, high post, and it's wide right. It's off the rim. Nets trail by 6. Carroll kicks to Harris. Back to Carroll. The 3. Simmons with the defensive effort. Philadelphia's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And guys, Kenny Atkinson, a coach who has a knack for player development.
Yeah, he does, and the players' improvement on this Nets team speaks to that. I mean, Atkinson has done a terrific job of improving his young players. Also gets the most out of the veterans and teaches them new skills and approaches to their game, which endears him to the players and helps his team.
Here's Napier. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Markelle Fultz.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
That one is off. And he's good on the second. Philadelphia leading by 7. Kicks it to Simmons. To the paint, here's Butler. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 8th assist here tonight.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
And the basket by Napier.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Fultz kicks to Redick. Back to Fultz. 6 to shoot. And that one hits back iron. Nets trail by 7. Feeds it to Allen. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's his first trip to the line.
A 78% foul shooter a season ago. Pretty steady when he's at the line.
He's been a completely different guy at the line this season. I mean, last year, you weren't sure what you were going to get when he got to the stripe. There's no way we could have expected such a huge increase in those free throw percentage numbers.
That free throw, no good. No luck that time either. And Jimmy Butler's a very physical wing, as we know. Greg goes about 6'8", 240, and he can D up almost any position.
And the strength to deal with forwards, the quickness to cover guards. Also, he uses that strength to attack the rim and get himself to the line.
Napier kicks to Harris. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harris has got 8 points. Here's Simmons. 18 points for him. To the paint, looking for Redick. He gets it there. And J.J. Redick, a longtime vet in the NBA, but still plays with a lot of energy.
And Redick said he feels like he's been revitalized in the last few seasons with his change of scenery, playing with more joy, and has always been explosive off the ball in his efforts to get open. You can see when he's on the floor, the whole offense seems to pick up their energy.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you just love the way that J.J. Redick moves on offense. He keeps his defender occupied, constantly on the lookout for operating room to get his shot off. He comes off screens extremely well, uses angles and craftiness. Terrific off-the-ball movement by one of the best shooters in the league.
And he makes both free throws.
You know, sometimes the great three-point shooters in the game don't carry that same success to the free throw line, but that's not the case with J.J. Redick. I mean, he's cash money from the stripe, too.
Napier finds Davis. It's Carroll on the wing. His 3-pointers off the mark. The 76ers leading by 10. Simmons left side. Kept alive.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
The 76ers have made 2/3 of their free throws tonight. 6 of 9 to be exact.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
That's good from Simmons.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
And so he hits both.
And right now at about 85% from the line, that's up from where it was in that first half.
Napier feeling it out a bit. He dishes it to Carroll. On the wing, Harris. Here's Davis. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. That's on Ben Simmons.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
And that one falls for Davis. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Fires, high post. Allen with the rebound.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And so it's Philadelphia in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back right after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Nets trail by 9. Hollis, Jefferson, and Allen together down low. D'Angelo Russell out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Carroll in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's Allen. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Great effort, terrific instincts. It's just solid all-around play, Kevin.
That free throw good from Allen. The 76ers leading by 6. Volts kicks to Butler. Shoots over Carroll. It's Butler that time on the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, if you wonder why Butler is an elite player in this league, let him find his comfort zone and then see what happens.
Russell against Redick. Russell passes to Hollis Jefferson. He can't hit that time. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Redick surveying the D. Johnson in the corner. 4 on the clock. Muscala. They get it again. And again, it's Philadelphia.
You know, you look at Johnson, he's in that upper echelon when you talk about offensive rebounders, so you've got to account for him.
Redick against Russell. And the layup's good off the glass.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Here's Fultz. That's tipped.
The 7'2" wingspan of Hollis Jefferson paying off right there. His defense can be suffocating.
So for the Nets, Levert's checked in for Damari Carroll. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Napier. Then for the 76ers, Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Johnson. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Jimmy Butler. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Chandler dishes to Fultz. Just 5 on the clock. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And the 76ers lead by 10. Dinwiddie kicks to Russell. Buries it down low. Russell's got 4 this quarter.
Really putting on some kind of show here is D'Angelo. This is what everybody on that team wants to see more and more of from him.
Now here's Fultz. Pass to Muscala. Back to Fultz. Banked in off the glass.
You know, Fultz handles contact really well for a young player. Excellent at staying under control and then finishing through the contact.
The drive by Russell, and he uses the glass on the layup. Russell's got 20 points.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Timeout called, the 76ers. And when D'Angelo Russell is on the floor, he's looking to attack at every chance he gets.
Yeah, he's a smooth operator now. This guy has all the tools. He's best, though, I think, when he's challenging defenders and probing the defense. Such a skilled and gifted passer. He's got a nice blend of speed and has gotten stronger, which I think is really an asset for him. He can get a little streaky at times, but when he's on, you got to ride his wave because it's a good one.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle with his team. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Kevin?
Nets trail by 8. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. And even though Spencer Dinwiddie had a breakout year, he felt that his time was long overdue.
Yeah, and in between the injury in college and kind of being buried on the bench, he's had to overcome a lot and has always believed in himself. And he feels when matched up head-to-head with most guards, he's going to come out on top. Showed exactly why he believes in himself so much with that breakout season in 2018.
And the first one drops. So he gets them both. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Fultz kicks to Muscala. Poked loose. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Rebound by the 76ers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Chandler outside. Good work there as it goes. And the 76ers lead by 8.
Slashing inside with ease. When Chandler sees a path to the basket, he takes it with authority.
To the paint. And now the 76ers on the break. Redick with the bucket.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, and he's off to the races.
Well, excellent defensive instincts. I mean, knows exactly when to strike on this end.
Dinwiddie kicks to Russell. The pass to LeVert. Over Chandler, just 5 on the clock. And he can't bank that one in. And here's Chandler, who brings it up for the 76ers. 10-point lead. Goes up the baseline. Rebound, Brooklyn. Allen's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Passes it to LeVert. And it's Russell in the corner. Good D by Embiid.
Yeah, good interior D there. Prevents the deuce.
You know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
The Nets have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. And that one's good. Russell.
Yeah, you know what? Dinwiddie is very dependable at serving his teammates on the court. Seems like a natural leader.
Fultz with the ball. Launches it. And it's Russell with the rebound. Russell's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And he drops it in from the low post. Russell's got 10 points in the quarter.
And here in the fourth, he's carrying this team right now. 5 of 7 from the field.
Chandler outside. Lets the 3 fly. The rebound by the Nets.
Boy, strange that he bricked that one. I mean, no clue where the defense was. And I'll tell you what, they got very lucky.
And the first one at the line is good. The 76ers making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. Both good from the line that time. The 76ers leading by 4. He kicks it to Redick. Back to Simmons. Lets it fly. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. For Brooklyn, they've gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Pass to Allen. Here's LeVert. And again, it's the Nets missing.
I mean, his field goal percentage isn't good. He's not helping his team out there shooting this poorly.
Offensive rebound. Here's Embiid, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Boy, the sheer size of Embiid often puts the defense in tough spots. He's a beast.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
And Embiid drops them both.
I tell you, Joel Embiid possesses remarkable talent. I mean, this big guy is graceful and strong. He's a real matchup problem for everybody.
Here's LeVert. He's guarded by Chandler. And it's LeVert missing.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist.
And LeVert knows exactly where to go in transition. Incredibly quick in the open floor.
Now, Redick. And stolen by Russell. All going up court, and it's blocked by Simmons. And they'll keep possession. Philadelphia leading by 4. Stripped it away. Here's Russell. Simmons with the defensive effort. And now here comes Simmons leading the break. And the Nets making a change here. Davis is checked in. The 76ers also with a sub. Butler, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. Here's Simmons. On the wing, Chandler. Outside, Butler. Shot clock at 6. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
I tell you, he's beating up the defense in this quarter, going right at him and scoring in a variety of ways.
One shot, gentlemen.
Brooklyn with the ball. They trail by 7. Russell finds Davis. Here's Dinwiddie. Outside, Russell. Just 5 to shoot. Got a piece of it. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Philadelphia with the ball. And Simmons has got the ball here for the 76ers. Outside, Butler. Over Russell. It's Butler that time on the assist by Simmons. 33 points for Jimmy Butler.
And, you know, the timing Butler shows. Effective at going right up with his shot after the catch.
Dinwiddie passes to LeVert. Kicks it to Russell. The Nets working the ball around now. And it's blocked by Simmons. They retain possession. Kept alive. Here's Allen. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Allen's got 5 points now this quarter. Simmons inside. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Right now, Simmons is a question with no answer. A tenacious scorer who finishes with muscle through contact.
And Ben Simmons, who missed the first season in the NBA with an injury. Boy, Greg, was he worth the wait.
And you knew he'd be a special kind of player after being taken first overall. But he is so unique in how great of a player he is.
One shot.
His ability to command attention on offense without having a great outside shot really is something you just don't see in today's NBA.
And the Australian Simmons is a star in the making thanks to his extremely versatile and high-level skill set and big frame.
Dinwiddie kicks to Russell. Let they'll get another chance.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
One of those ongoing discussions about adding a 4th referee, Clark. Would that help us, you think, call the game more accurately?
No, it would just crowd the court more.
Right.
I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? There's a human element to everything we do. Calls are going to be missed. We've grown and gotten better in highlighting different aspects of calls, being more transparent about it. The video replay, I think, has been more good than bad in the game. There are going to be mistakes. You make them, I make them, the referees make them, coaches make them, players make them. We can't totally eliminate the human element of the game. A 4th official would not add to the ability to get more calls right. They're getting 94, 95% of them right now. You think another official is going to move the needle? Come on.
Over to the left wing. Here's LeVert. He's guarded by Chandler. Dinwiddie passes to Allen. Here's LeVert. And again, it's the Nets missing.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
He gets that one. Simmons got 17 now, just in the second half.
Simmons is an absolute thoroughbred as a scorer. A dominant offensive talent who scores in a lot of different ways.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. Nets trail by 10. LeVert the pass to Allen. Pulls up. And he overshot that one, missing.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
On these drives, the athleticism and strength of Butler really shows up. The defense just not able to react quick enough.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And guys, I think Jimmy Butler has all the tools you could want in a two-way player. He's an excellent defender, and he also can score the ball from just about anywhere.
Brooklyn's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Davis finds Allen, and it's good for 2.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
And here is Simmons. Pass to Embiid. Back to Simmons. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots from the elbow. The offensive rebound. That one is good from Joel Embiid.
Yeah, Embiid plays with really good effort, and he plays with an effervescence that's contagious, and it's really endearing for a guy of his size.
To the wing on the left. Fires from deep. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Dinwiddie.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Now here's Simmons. Defense is right there. From 15 feet away. Rebound, Brooklyn. Davis has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Allen passes to Dinwiddie. We've got 1:18 left in the 4th quarter. Butler. Good on the 7-footer. Butler's got 16 here in the 2nd half.
It's clear that Butler feels confident shooting down low. I mean, he's got the strength and touch to dominate in there.
Russell passes to LeVert. A 3-pointer off the mark.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all. And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for Philadelphia.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. That they were disciplined and focused.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And in what should be an exciting 4-game season series between these two teams, they have to feel great about taking this first one against Brooklyn.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jimmy Butler.
Well, his defense was tremendous tonight. Really, really high level. He was a pest, forced the opponents into a lot of turnovers.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Exactly. Cold-blooded. Separation solidified. Great effort.
And slam dunk by Butler.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, how confident are you that you guys can build on this win and keep the momentum going?
Very confident. Like I said, we got a great group of guys. If we play together, play hard, we can win.
I know you'll like to keep that going as we go on in the season. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.